So perfect digestion would be eating something, breaking it down thoroughly, and leaving all of those elements in a perfect state for your body then to immediately use. And anything less than that is poor digestion, or we'll call it. And poor digestion is actually very common. People don't even realize that significantly that indigestion itself is kind of a constant thing, and indigestion has a whole set of negative consequences. You're not just not getting those base elements, you're also creating other problems, right? So there's a secondary effect of poor digestion. It's not just I didn't get enough vitamins, it's that I created ethanol and ammonia and other things that my body is now trying to deal with as a toxin, basically is the term, right? So, okay, so we're all on that same page. And then basically, then let's talk about, because we hit on enzymes, supplemental enzymes, but we'll get to that at the end again. Let's talk about then, how would you create and structure your diet to get the most optimum digestion with minimizing all of the toxic side effects of poor digestion? Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, I can understand. Yeah, that's clear. The best way to eat to optimize your digestive process and make sure that you avoid the most common form of cancer today, which is colorectal cancer, is to eat a whole food, plant-based, or as you would say, plant-based diet. That is the best thing you can do, because whole food plants contain all the fiber, all the nutrients, everything that we need for optimum digestion and optimum health. Here's an interesting thing though. You can change to a whole food plant-based diet and your digestive tract is still struggling because of what you did to it in the past.
Oh yeah, that was me to a T. Yeah, sure.
There are things that can help us. And one of the things on the 100 Days to Health that I like people, in fact, is the very first product I suggest you take is you start taking it in week 1 and complete it. The product called Herbal Fiber Blend from the AIM company. And Herbal Fiber Blend is a combination of a variety of plants and herbs. And taken in the combination they're in, they have an amazing effect. Most people, when they've done autopsies, they found that the average person, when they've cut them open and looking at their digestive tract, when they take a look at the intestines, there's between 1 and 10 kilograms, which is like 2 to 20 pounds of old fecal matter. So that's not a great thought. And part of the problem is you've got these villi, which, I think of it as, they call them finger-like protrusions, but they're not smooth like that. If I was to take something fluffy like this and roll it up like a towel, you've got all these little loops of fabric in here and little hairs on them. That's more what what your intestines look like. And in between all these little villi, which are these finger-like protrusions that actually increase the surface area so you can absorb as many nutrients as possible, this old fecal matter is basically caking or clogging up the system. It's in between all of these little hairs that wave around. And there's all this old fecal matter. Now, you could imagine what poor digestive absorption of nutrients you're going to have if you have between 2 and 20 pounds or 1 to 10 kilograms of old fecal matter clogging up the process that you're supposed to absorb these nutrients into your body. So some people can eat really well, but they're simply not getting enough nutrients, and they end up with all kinds of weird deficiencies like iron deficiency, anemia, or B12 or vitamin B deficiency. So one of the things I suggest you do to clear out all the muck that's in between all of these little hair-like, finger-like protrusions is to take Herbal Fiber Blend on a daily basis. Because what that does is it actually, it forms like a sticky herbal mixture in your digestive tract, and it actually has an effect where it pulls this muck away.
Click here to learn more about these products that Marianne mentions in our presentation.